welcome. If not, we hold it down.
We hold it down. So what's happening? YouTube, Facebook, and all of the platforms that are seeing the Life Gains channel. It's me. It's the living legend, Larry. We are back in our seats. I had to take a little hiatus to heal up my daughter and his nephew, L, but she's doing well now. And my brother, Larry,
My
excuse me,
niece.
your niece, excuse me. How you feeling, brother?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just doing my thing.
Well, we've got a long list of stuff to catch up on. We never talked about WandaVision, so we're going to kind of talk about the post-credit scene and make some predictions for episode 9. We got to do that. And Larry, I heard you was on a show talking about something me and you predicted 2 years ago. We about to have a black Superman. And we got you know what? One of these days, Larry, they're going to discover us. We are going to be better than what's his name? Keenan and Kale. We're going to be better than them. We're going to be better than what's the two that's out there right now? Deuces and Mero. We're going to be better than them. And hell, we might even be better than the Russo brothers because we predicted this. We told y'all it was going to happen. And we said why, we'll reiterate it again in a little bit. We also
They should just go ahead and put us on right now, man. The sooner they put us on, the longer they have us.
Exactly. And right now, we ain't gonna ask for too many duckies. We're gonna ask for a little bit, but not too many. Don't let some major production company snatch us up. Y'all better get to us now. And we also they've released some trailer scenes of The Boys, Larry. The Boys the next season. We get our first look at their version of Captain America.
Oh man.
We gotta talk about the Golden Globes. Chadwick Boseman and a whole host of other black people got it. And I know there's one who won that Larry takes opposition to. We'll get to that when we get there. We gotta talk about Ted Cruz' dumb, stupid ass in the midst of what's going on in Texas. He down there at the CPAC poking holes about how Cancun is better than Orlando, all kinds of food. We gotta talk about that. And then we'll end on a positive note with explaining to people exactly why the stock market had its highest day of the year so far. And we'll explain all that good stuff. But before we get into all that, ladies and gentlemen, program note. Larry knows this because we talked about this last week when we did Snowfall. But on Wednesday, we're going to have a very, very special guest, a special interview, and it'll be a pretty quick interview. It won't be no more than 20, 30 minutes. And it is this brother right here that me and Larry introduced on this channel. We said this boy was going places. He's actually a comedian. He had a hot take about the damn insurrectionists that tried to overthrow the Capitol. Take a look at this brother because he will be live in the building on this channel Wednesday at 9.
We just heard part of your rant, I guess we could call it, that you put on Twitter. We just heard part of your rant, I guess we could call it, that you put on Twitter. Is it a safe assumption, listening to that maybe you've given up on the old, let's just talk to each other and find a middle ground approach? Is that because it's hard to find a middle ground with people who want to stage a coup and overthrow the government?
Yeah, look, there's certain things that there's a line in the sand and I don't draw it. Like when people say that, like, oh, back in the day we used to be able to agree to disagree on things. To me, it's like, yeah, we can agree to disagree on like some foreign policy and we can agree to disagree on like maybe taxes. But when it comes to just number one, outright treason, and also outright racism and bigotry and borderline Nazism, like, no, I kind of don't have to reach across the aisle to you in that way.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Corey Ryan Forrester will be on this channel taking your questions, taking me and Larry's questions. We're going to discuss with him how he was able to come to the right sense of equality in America, even though he lives around a lot of people who feel otherwise. So we're going to break it down. But Larry, let's go ahead and get on into the nitty gritty. We have WandaVision episode number 8. It was a doozy, and they had an excellent post-credit scene. And ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're going to start. Then we'll take but before we even go, let me just shout out all the people in the building. Buzz holding me down. 351
703.
Cleveland. John Doe, Dean XP, Patrick McBride, Savage Angel, appreciate you, and Support Gaming. We're going to break down a little bit of episode 8, and we're going to talk about predictions for episode 9 of WandaVision after we take a look at what they had to offer us in the post-credit scene.
Sir, the team is ready for lunch.
It's about time.
Our home.
Then let's fight for it.
WandaVision is going to be a mind-bending and a very unique story, unlike anything you've seen before.
Wanda and Vision. Aren't we a five-pair?
Sir.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, let's just give a quick recap. We both seen the episode, and Buzz, ladies and gentlemen, it's a bird.
703.
It's a plane. It's a black Superman. We've already got him in the building, and here he is.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on?
Avery, just my opinion reviews, just in the nick of time, as I'm about to shout out Buzz for that super chat. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got 36 people. Can y'all please hit the like button 36 times? I wish I could have y'all hit it more if possible, but I can't. And for you, Buzz, for that sweet, sweet 703, I'm going to give this one to you because it's always quick and funny.
I represent the rent is too damn high party. Playing the silly game, it's not going to happen. The rent too damn high movement. The people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay their rent. Listen, someone's stomach, child's stomach just growled. Did you hear it? Rent is too damn high.
Buzz, we appreciate that super chat, man. We can't get enough of that one. And I'm sure he's somewhere picking on Andrew Cuomo, considering what he's going through right now. But we'll see. So, B. Avery, you came in just as we were about to just kind of summarize episode 8, talk about episode 9 and what we think about the anti-vision, the white vision. And so episode 9, we got the backstory to that conniving Agatha Harkness. We got her backstory. We learned that Wanda never stole Vision's body.
Correct.
She manifests the body herself.
Out of nothing.
We learned that she has chaos magic, and Agatha Harkness wants a piece of it.
Yeah.
They didn't give us any more info about the Dark Hold, which is that book, and who's controlling that book. But you guys know I've got my theories about that. I gave my theory when we first seen the book. And we learned that the real deal, well, one of the real deal villains is that damn punk ass Hayward, who had Vision body the whole time, got that enchanted drone that still had Wanda's magic on it to get this Vision online. And that's what's about to lead us into this next episode. Larry, I'll give it to you first. Give me your 2-minute thoughts and everything you feel about this past episode of WandaVision with that summary.
I'll tell you, man, to be a lot honest, I didn't like this episode as much as the others. I had to start, and it took me 3 times to fully get through it and watch it entirely. The first time I watched it, I fell asleep on it.
What?
The second time I watched it, I sort of just stopped watching it, and then I sat down and really, really watched it, and it was good. The first scene with Agnes was dope. That scene where she was in Salem, that was the highlight of the episode for me. That was just incredible. The way she was absorbing their energy and their magic. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if they're setting something up where they're going to show that maybe that she's going to try and steal Wanda's magic, or Wanda's going to take her magic. But it looked like her showing her taking other witches' magic is setting us up for something. So, but yeah, that part was very, very cool. But all of the whole, the whole going back through memories and stuff, it felt like, what it felt like, those episodes when you're watching a TV show, you've been in it for a long time, and they do one of those like recap episodes where it's like, oh, let's go back and revisit the characters through time. And like they're doing that right now on Shameless. And it felt like it was like, we've seen all this. We know it. We've all watched the movies, and some of the reveals were cool, like the fact that she didn't actually take Vision's body. Some of that was cool. I mean, I guess it was sort of cool that she, that they showed Wanda using chaos magic, the probability spells and all that right from being a young child, even though she didn't know what she was doing when she used it to keep that Stark missile from exploding, So, I mean, some of that stuff was cool, but all in all, it was okay. I wasn't as enthused as I was with some of the other episodes.
Okay, B. Avery, what was your thoughts and opinions?
I heard you, Larry. I hear you. My thoughts and opinions are, as far as my excitement level when the episode ended, this isn't the highest out of all the previous episodes, but it is up there. I won't say it's my favorite, but I did like it a lot. Kind of piggybacking off Larry was saying about going back with the memories and revisiting the past just from a different perspective. That's cool. It's not something that I'm just like a fan of in general, but I do like what they did here. It was a lot of important information that was dropped and given. It was a nice little exposition dump, and I do appreciate it. It was some retconning. I liked it, but I have to admit, man, the acting was just phenomenal. Between Wanda and Vision. I mean, it was just beautiful. The scene that they had at the Avengers Tower, or the complex. What is grief of love not persevering? I was like, my goodness gracious, God dog.
That's a meme now, my brother. That's
what I'm saying?
Done traveled the internet and turned into a meme.
Yeah. So I gotta give credit there, But even like, Larry, you were saying at the very beginning with Agnes or Agatha, them going back and forth with the powers, that was nice right there. That was a great way to open up the episode, to give her some backstory. I was kind of thinking to myself when she, killed them, that, she just took on their life force. And that's maybe one of the reasons why she's able to live so long, or just because she's a witch, and with powers, but I did like that. It was just kind of cool to see a dark scene.
Yeah.
Where bright purple and blue, baby blue, beam powers coming out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that just looks cool, and that's just, we don't even get those shots that often in the MCU. And if we do, they're brief. I kind of remember the first time. I mean, we got to see Iron Man shoot his repulsor rays in Iron Man 1, but in Age of Ultron, which this is connected to, at the very end, we saw Iron Man shooting his repulsors, Vision shooting his beam, and Thor shooting their lightning all at Ultron at the same time. And that was just badass. And those are just shots that we don't get that often. And I want to see more of it. So when I saw this initially in the beginning, with them doing that and this changing, like you can actually see the power shifting in the beams. Like it was blue, and then her purple one was like pushing it back, and like it was going like upstream. I'm like, this is some Dragon Ball Z stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was all over that. So I liked all of that. And I mean, I really do. Catherine Hahn, I'm sorry, I know I'm going over 2 minutes, but Catherine Hahn is just a great actress. People keep saying that. I always knew who she was, but I just never really just paid attention to her. But when she would just mock him on Wanda, where are my children? I'm just like, man, this is like really, really entertaining. I mean, but it did have some slow parts, but the way this ended, I'm just like, man, the way it ended, it gets me excited, but it also gets me nervous because they set up a lot of teas here, and they got to knock them all out the park, or you got to. There's a lot of threads that you need to land, and I hope they can do it. I don't want to be disappointed.
B. Avery, there was that scene you just referenced when she was saying, "Where are my children?" There was, when she was, it was unclear because when she was making fun of, when Agnes was making fun of Wanda's accent.
Yeah.
It's unclear if she was making fun of her accent in that moment and saying, "Were my children?" or did she say, "Were my children?" Like past tense, like "Where are my children?" Being like, "Were my children? They're not yours anymore."
I didn't think of that. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
They've been reabsorbed.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, let me break this down for you guys because there's interesting scenarios. And we'll just kind of talk about the post-credit and where they're going to go next episode. So we got the White Vision. And if you guys didn't know White Vision, there was a comic book run during the 90s, 93, where they had a anti-Vision who was from a parallel universe. He had the persona of some bad guys, and he wound up getting on the table across from Vision. Vision kind of absorbed that persona, got rid of it, and put back the Avengers persona. And I guess they're going to tease that out a little bit. Now, what we do know, the evidence we have left here is they have set up where it's definitely going to be this Vision versus these two right here. And we might as well sprinkle in this beautiful thing right here.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Rambeau, because as of right now, from everything I've learned, she is going to have one of the highest power sets in all the MCU. So you guys take that for what it's worth, and she is going to be helping these two in this last episode where they are dealing with White Vision, Agatha. But ladies and gentlemen, they do have to pay this series off because we still need to know who is behind the Darkhold, who is helping Agatha with dark magic. And ladies and gentlemen, we've narrowed this down to 3 suspects. You have Mephisto, which is B. Avery's hopeful. You have Nightmare, which Larry is hoping for. But when it comes to, did you guys pick up on how much they use the term chaos magic?
Yeah.
Agatha made sure she kept mentioning chaos magic. Do you guys know who the god of chaos magic is?
I do not.
Sithon. Sithon is the god of chaos magic. And guess how you're able to get Sithon? You need 2 things. You need this book, and then you need a life offering, which could be this group of people right here that's helping them fight in this last battle. And so having said all those things, this is what I do know. Our girl Monica Rambeau in an interview said that people are going to be teary-eyed in the very last episode. So one can only imagine that means someone is not going to make it. And with us knowing that we've got the Darkhold and Scythian, who is a god of chaos magic, and he needs an offering, I think we can safely say the kids ain't going to make it. This made-up Vision is not going to make it. And then we still have the perplexing issue that Wanda is the Nexium. And through her, if you are a being who is powerful enough to have the Nexium run through you, you don't age, and you are the same person through every universe. So as we have some guys who are good guys in one universe and some who are bad guys in another, whoever you are, if you're controlling the powers of the Nexium, you're going to stay that person. And I think they're going to pay it off with Wanda being that person. But the key here, fellas, is how are they going to catapult us to the next big bad villain for Doctor Strange, who I'm sure is going to show up to help Wanda control her powers and help out. And lastly, and I'll pose this question to you guys, which one is it going to be? Mephisto, Nightmare, or Scythian? Larry, I give it to you first.
Oh, man, I think it's going to be Mephisto.
Okay. And B. Avery, who you got your bets on?
I got my bet on Mephisto too.
So be more careful. Well,
yeah,
I think that they're going to set us up for 2 supervillains. Nightmare is my guess. He's my number 1 guess. My number 2 guess is Scythian, because like I said, he's the one that's anchored to the Darkhold, and he usually needs a life offering of children. However, because Wanda has created this reality, and as Agatha said, she's basically not even breaking a sweat creating this reality. She's not even working hard to keep this chaos magic going, it very well could be Nightmare or Mephisto, because Mephisto needs an offering too. So, having said that, Behavior, I'll take it to you now. Where do you want to see episode 9 go? And are we for certain Doctor Strange is going to pop up?
Ooh, so I can say anywhere I want it to go.
Anywhere you want to go. Take it there.
As far as the length of time, I at least want this to be an hour and a half.
Okay.
Episode. If I can get 2 hours, that would be great. But you know, I gotta be realistic.
Film.
Yeah. But an hour and a half, I think there's just too much to go. But we're gonna have this, and I want to see it some type of battle royale, because we saw in the trailers that Wanda was saying to somebody, "Let's fight for our home," and then she flies off. So yeah, I think we're gonna get all of this right here. I think we're gonna get some Vision versus Vision.
Yep.
I think we're gonna, and I think, you know, of course, it can't be Agatha versus everybody.
No,
because you know, because I mean, even as powerful as she is, I think she would lose. I mean, because it would be Agatha versus Fake Vision, Wanda, Billy, Tommy, and Monica. That's 5-on-1. I think they would be able to take her. So, but Vision gonna be Thornton's the real Vision, the white Vision. You know, he's indifferent. He ain't gonna be on nobody's side. So no. I think Mephisto is a definite chance of coming through, because we know from the comics that her boys are shards of him. Yeah. And then Pietro was saying earlier in his Halloween episode, like, you know, spawns of Satan, or you shard. He made some comment, I can't remember exactly. Right. Referencing
demons or something like that.
Let me say this too, B. Avery. Do you see that streak of lightning going down his outfit?
Yeah, let me get there. Let me get there.
And this is not Mephisto. This is Scythian, the god of chaos magic.
Right. Now, I don't think Nightmare is going to. I don't see Nightmare doing this at all. But the Scythian character, or Scythian, I don't know much about him, but I do think that he may pop up too in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. I don't know how. I don't know. But I think we're gonna probably get some Mephisto and him, because like that book right there, they're not just gonna show that for no reason.
Absolutely not.
Like, I mean, it's even if it you know, if it don't come back around, circle back around in the show, it will eventually in the MCU at the latest, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. But I think that, you know, that book is gonna show up somehow, and it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a throwdown, man. It's gonna be a throwdown, and we still gotta see the engineer, who the engineer is.
Not only that, but Agatha been talking about her husband the whole episode. We ain't seen his ass. He is probably gonna be Mephisto or Scythian, one of them. And then me and Larry still holding true to the mailman. The mailman is somebody. The mailman is somebody too.
I think the bunny is Ralph. I think the bunny is Ralph Mephisto, but
okay.
I'm done.
So Larry, I don't know if y'all caught this, but this is her outfit. And you know, when they do the opening scene with the TVs, this is WandaVision's powerful Scarlet Witch outfit, man. And I'm so geek. Larry, if you was producing this story and we've got all these things we got to tie up, we know Doctor Strange got to pop up. Monica Rambeau got these powers. She's going to do something. The whole family's got to fight, and we still got to take care of this bum ass right here. Where are we going with this, Larry?
Man, I hope it's not Scythian, because if it is, and if she has to defeat him, that kind of means that she defeats Agatha too. Because that's, if she's drawing her magic from him, then she's going to be defeated too. And I don't want to see her gone yet. I want to see her in the MCU, because I think her character is just a lot of fun, man. I want to see her continue on. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't really see Agatha as a bad guy. I don't see her as a villain. I see her as somebody who wants knowledge. She's there because she wants knowledge.
No,
Larry, come on, man.
She checking out the kids though.
She kidnapped
I don't
children.
think she looks. I don't think she looked at taking the kids as regular kids, because she knows that Wanda created them out of nothing. So she doesn't really think of it as like, oh, these are just somebody's kids.
Larry, Larry, the insurrectionists, didn't look at what they did by going to storm the Capitol as anything wrong because someone stole an election from Donald Trump, which was his made-up Wanda reality.
Yeah, but that's different because they were on a whole level of just denial and everything else. Agatha is basically wanting to know how this was done. She was drawn to the magic because there was so much of it and was so strong, and she wants to know how is this done.
Exactly.
I don't think she wants to destroy Wanda. I don't think she wants to destroy anybody else in Westview. I think she just wants to know how this works.
Leia, that's true, but you're leaving out an important factor that makes her evil because that's all she cares about is the power. She's not worried about the thousands of people that are being held hostage right now that's going to have brain damage for the rest of their life. She don't care about
that. Doesn't make her evil because she's not doing it. She just wants to know how it's done.
Come on, bro. So if you walk up on somebody like, hey man, you got the time, and then you see in their car they got somebody tied up, and you keep going, that don't make you evil. You're just gonna
it makes you a coward. It doesn't make you evil, but also it depends on, did that person give me the time?
This guy here.
I'm just saying, if they didn't give me the time, I'm gonna be like, oh, you couldn't even give me the time, you son of a bitch. I'm calling the police on you.
There's no way.
The time, I've been like, all right, cool.
People,
you know.
Oh, mama tried to kill her.
We're not rolling with Larry. This is the same guy that you're right on trying to say Killmonger is the rightful ruler of Wakanda. That's all you need to know about Larry.
Yes,
he's still trying to, and then he keeps calling Thanos an environmentalist. That's all you need to know. That's all you guys need to know about Larry. And so, fellas,
I'm just trying to protect the universe, trying to preserve its longevity. That's all.
He's that and a terrorist. So
yeah,
he
man,
can be both.
So
well.
If
terrorist is all relative.
If they go ahead and whip out this book and we get Scythian and we get Nightmare, the thing that I'm wondering is which one is going to cross over into Doctor Strange's movie. If you guys had to put money on it, or what Marvel could do, what they really could do, they could just say no Mephisto, no Nightmare. We're going to cross over Scythian. Do you guys want to see him in the Doctor Strange movie? If you had to pick one of these three characters, who do you want to see in the Doctor Strange movie? Because by all accounts, he's going to be in this last episode.
It don't really matter to me which one pop up, but if I had to pick, if you put a gun on my head, I'd say the Scythian character. And I just say that because he seems like, with the little I know, he seems like the one more likely to pop up in the next episode, the season finale of WandaVision. And so, I don't want him to pop up in the last episode and then in Doctor Strange 2, a whole nother villain pop up. I mean, maybe they can do it right, but that just seems like too much.
Or here's a suggestion. They could have Mephisto or Nightmare working for Scythian. Now, Scythian is powerful than both of them. Oh my God. He's a god. Keep in mind, he is a god. There's a whole comic strip where the Avengers are fighting him and he goes one-on-one with the Hulk. And I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but it's brutal.
Okay.
Boy,
I'll just say this. I mean, no matter who, the more that I think about it, whoever this villain is, I think I'm down with B. Avery's, thought that this needs to be a really long finale. It needs to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I feel like if they introduce a villain beyond Agatha, they're going to need probably a good 30-40 minutes just to give us backstory on the villain.
Yeah,
because you can't have someone pop up that the audience doesn't know, because there's a lot of people who are coming just from the movies. They don't know about the comic backgrounds, and so you need to tell people who this villain is.
Yep.
And I don't think they're going to do that unless they do something similar to.
Hold on, you don't think they're going to do what?
I don't think that this episode is going to be no longer than an hour. Oh. And I don't think they're going to give you a whole lot of background into the villain, no more than maybe they'll do a scene where they might have Agatha saying, all these years I've been under such and such tutelage of dark magic, which is why I still think it's Scythian. And they might show a 5-minute clip of the way they showed her, what happened between they jumped from Salem to present day with her. Maybe they'll show what happened to her in between. Scythian whispered sweet nothings in her ear, and they might show a little bit of his backstory like that. But I don't see them doing the full out backstory in this episode of WandaVision, as much as they'll just introduce him, maybe have a post-credit scene about him, and then he's going to be in Doctor Strange movie.
You know what's interesting about this episode? I know everybody online was talking about how they felt like this was such a wonderful acted episode with Wanda, and you felt so bad, and people were talking about they were crying watching this.
Crying?
And I'll be honest with you, when I watched this, the person that I felt the most for, the most I felt the most sorry for, or most, I felt something about was Agatha. Like that scene when she was up there getting attacked by her coven, and at the moment that she had taken everything from all those other witches, and she was pleading with her mom, please, I could be good.
Bro,
please. She was pleading to her own mother. Please don't do this.
She was trolling them because she was like, "Oh, I can be. I don't know what's going on. What are you talking about?" And she was like, "No, stop the deception or something."
No, I get that. No. I get that. At that moment, I think she was just playing the role like, "Oh, whatever, I didn't do anything wrong," like a kid would. But I think when she was actually being attacked by her mother, I think in that moment, when she was saying, "No, I can be good, I can be good," I think she was in that moment, she was pleading for herself, but she was also pleading for her own mother, in a sense, saying, "Mom, please don't make me kill you. I know what's going to happen if you keep doing this. I will kill you. Please don't make me kill you. I can be good." And the mom was like, "Nah, no, you can't." And then we saw what happened. So, I mean, I felt bad for her in that sense. It was like her own coven was trying to kill her. Her own mother tried to kill her, and then she had to kill her mom. I was like, I don't think people come back from that. So, I mean, her path. I mean, she was already started down a dark path, which is the reason why this coven got on her. But I feel like once she crossed that threshold and killed her mom, there's no going back.
Well, if you take that perspective, Larry, how can you say she's not a villain in WandaVision when she is a villain ever since she killed her damn mom?
Well, I mean,
bro, don't
get me wrong. I'm not saying that she's not villain-ish, but maybe she's villain light.
She killed the whole school, the whole clan. Her mama, like, I just don't understand that. She was trolling them.
That was self-defense. That was self-defense.
Man, no, she didn't have to kill him. She flew off. She didn't warn him at all. She didn't. I didn't want to do it or nothing. She's like, "Yo, I got the power."
Yeah, she took their life energy and all kinds of stuff.
She was boasting, bro. She was
not to mention, did you see how she had Wanda's children wrapped around the neck on magical strings, just like she was a male version of Edward Scissorhands, like, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yes, the more I think about it, she was power hungry, crazy. She went over there and took the brooch. She didn't take a deep breath and look at her mom and close her eyes.
Was claim her birthright in that moment. She just inherited her mother's brooch.
That was foul and cold blooded.
She didn't take anything else off of any of the other witches. It wasn't like she went around to each witch and looted their bodies. She took the only thing that was hers. Her mother died. That brooch was by law hers.
Out of all forms of entertainment in history, how many times have you seen somebody kill somebody they care about and run away frolicking? She flew away. I mean,
she did fly away.
That's my point.
And here's my other thing with Agatha. They are really setting her up to be powerful. She is a little bit more overpowered in the MCU currently than what she was in the comics. Now, she has some powers in the comics, but they are really staging her. She's not going to go anywhere. So Larry's new TV Marvel crush is going to be around for a long time. And having said that, fellas, I'll take us to another subject that we broke down a couple of years ago. But before I do that, if you guys are finding us for the first time, please subscribe to all of our channels. Link is in the description. We've got 63 watching. Can we get 63 likes, please?
Yes.
So that we can continue to boast about the goodness of African-American creators on YouTube who hustle and do things the right way, who are very dynamic in the things they cover on YouTube. So all you gotta do is hit us a like. But we do take super chats too now.
Hit that
Don't
super
get us
chat.
wrong.
Hit that super chat.
Yeah,
You gotta feed the baby L. Gotta feed baby L.
And baby L loves to eat too, man.
Yeah,
she's an eating little critter. I mean, she's eating real food now.
You're feeding the baby. You're feeding the baby.
Feeding the baby. So, fellas, B. Avery hit me up. Us men, we fellowship with each other in DM since we can't see each other physically. Oh, whoa, what happened? Oh, Lord, sweet November. I'm just gonna say sweet March. Sweet March. I thank you, my sister.
Chat, thank you.
I invite Sharonda.
Everybody's coming for me. Sweet November's coming for me on there. William Lawrence was coming for me. You know what? I'm about to step my theories all the way up.
Oh, look, ladies and gentlemen,
you saw what happened with Laney Womack the last time someone came for me. Don't make me step my theories all the way. I'll take them all the way into left field and make them make sense. Don't come for me. I will make the most asinine, insane theories, and then have
this is for you,
like,
November.
That could be.
This is for you, sweet November, because it's sweet March tonight.
I started to stop the carrot out. What's she gonna do that look? I love potato.
Hold on, folks. We have a technical difficulty.
Here we
go. I started to stop the carrot out. What's she gonna do that look? I love potato. She tried to stomp it up. Balls deep on y'all. Ah, no, girl, we is lactose. We all eat all that cheese. Karen, just Uber Eats me. She's gonna try. Look at her. She gonna cross her legs like it's on the motherboard at church. Girl, that shit ain't innocent. You done raped the whole turkey. Melted butter. Baked for 4 hours. Oh, look at it.
Just thought I'd give you a little turkey since you sweet November.
That's horrible.
I give you a little sweet turkey to go along.
Man. That's just disturbing.
And nobody's gonna eat a Doritos Locos turkey for their Thanksgiving dinner.
Awful.
I can assure you of that. But ladies and gentlemen,
I just want to remind everybody one thing, Lamont.
Go ahead.
When I gave these wild ass theories on Power, people kept saying, "You need to tell him to be quiet. Sir, turn his mic off. He's talking crazy." And then what happened a week or so later? Crazy theories came right up. Right there.
Yeah, but this ain't Power, my brother. This ain't Power.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. That I mean, you know, the MCU is a little different. I will admit, me and you get things more right on those type of TV shows than we do the MCU. Even though we have stepped our game up. And since we're on the subject of superheroes, I want to get this one out the way. So we all watch The Boys. Brandon, you started watching The Boys, correct?
Man, I'm still behind, but I'm gonna go ahead and say I am gonna dedicate myself to getting caught up and do weekly recaps for the newest season. So I'm gonna get that.
Hey man, well we're gonna all be in the same ship. Well, they have a character who looks very similar to Captain America. His name is Soldier Boy, and we've got our first look at him right here. There he is in his red, white, blue, and gold.
Oh my goodness.
A world premiere. One of the darkest superhero comic book series that we've got going. Very good script. Larry, how do you feel about seeing Soldier Boy?
Man, that's gonna be fun. I don't know how they do it. They just keep on coming up with the craziness, man. I feel like I want to go grab The Boys comics and read them because they're just on some other level craziness. They really are.
They are pretty gruesome. If you've never read them, man, you think that what you see on TV is gruesome. They don't pull no punches in the comics. B. Avery, how you feel about Soldier Boy, who's trying to toot some things up?
Nah, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Soldier Boy the dude that's pointing on the red?
Yeah, that's the dude that's pointing.
He looks crazy. It looked like it's a pillow duct tape around his chest. Front.
It looked like he about to go. It looked like he about to go cook Thanksgiving dinner.
Bro, you know what this is like? This is like them cheap ass uniforms on the Mighty Ducks movie.
Oh my God, he went there
early. You know what I'm saying? When it was all mismatched. That's what it looked like.
Oh man.
Oh my
He looked like the goalie. What was his name?
Oh,
I forgot his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, man. He had to play my man out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Soulja Boy. They're already filming the next season of The Boys. You know, me and Larry held y'all down last year. We done finally got,
sorry about that.
We done finally got B. Avery addicted to the show, and he's gonna hold us down this year. Post your comments on what you think about Soulja Boy. He's their Captain America, and he doesn't have his shield in this particular scene. So, fellas, that we had something else big that happened in Black people news this week. We had the Golden Globes. And I know one of these people, Larry, is going to be very, very upset. Got a Golden Globe. So 3 folks that got a Golden Globe. We knew Chadwick was going to get one. Daniel Kaluuya got one. Andrea Day got one. Chadwick Boseman got his for Mon Ramedy's Black Bottom. Daniel Kaluuya got his for the movie that just came out with Lakeith Stanfield. And Andrea Day got it for this one right here, ladies and gentlemen. The legendary Billie Holiday in the film United States versus Billie Holiday. And I'll give it to you first, Larry. How do you feel about these 3 winners?
I mean, I'm not mad at Daniel Kaluuya for winning. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still wish they would have given some of these roles to American actors, but I still would rather see a black British actor win than anybody else, if it's not going to be a Black American actor. So, and to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with the dude. I think he's a great actor. I definitely like the way he pushed back on what's his name on Charlemagne the God when he tried to come for his boy. And dude was like, "Oh," he just called him straight out. He was like, "Oh, you saying that because you still got beef with him, right?"
Yeah, he did.
He just came straight out with it. He was like, "Yeah, no." He was like, "No, we're not having that. We're not having that."
Okay. All right. Well, I'm with that too. I appreciate that. B. Avery, how you feel about these 3 winners?
I mean, of course, I'm happy and thrilled for Chadwick, man. That's well deserved by far. This dude is in the league of his own. Daniel Kaluuya is a great actor, but to me, Chadwick is on the next level, in my opinion. I kind of share the same sentiments as Larry as far as Daniel Kaluuya. I don't hate the guy. Of course, I do wish that the role went to a Black American instead of a Ugandan British gentleman actor, but he still did a great job. It was a criticism about the role that is objective, I think, and Fred Hampton was 21. He doesn't look 21, but I mean overall, I'm glad that a Black man won. Okay. I don't know the competition that he was up against because I don't really. The Golden Globes, this isn't my thing, but it's still an accomplishment. As far as the young lady, I didn't even see the movie or the series, Billie Holiday versus the United States. I don't know. I think I've seen her before, but I'm not familiar. But she's a sister, and so she won. So I'm happy. So I mean, hey, I'm gonna take the W anywhere I can.
She's
fun as hell. Good
and she's a singer. She got her start singing before she went to acting. She can sing her butt off. Her acting is fine. The iconic role she plays, she hit it out the park because they had her doing her strength. They had her singing and acting. So I'm fine with that.
Is she married?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out and I'll get you her number.
You got the holler at her?
Appreciate it.
I'll do what I can, be able, because I likes to see good African American brothers with good sisters. So I'll put in a plug and see what I can do. I would have rather seen Lakeith Stanfield get the Golden Globe, but I mean, hey, I ain't mad at Daniel Kaluuya. He's fine. And of course, y'all know I rocks with Chadwick. I think Chadwick was way overdue for more accolades. And I think by the end of this year, he'll get a little bit more. So I want you guys to post your comments on all you think about the Golden Globes, who you like, who you didn't like. This next subject we're going to talk about is something.
Hold on. Before we do, this is the only problem I have with Chadwick, right? Is that I think he should. I haven't watched the movie. I haven't watched the Ma Rainey joint, so it may be very well deserved. But I feel like he probably could have won for his earlier performances, and hell, he could have won for 42. He could have won for the James Brown joint. You know, I mean, but my problem
he played
is with him,
Thurgood Marshall. 21 Bridges was great.
My problem with him winning right now is that there's going to be a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, they just gave it to him because this was his last performance." They'll say it was good, but they'll be like, they just gave it to him because this was his last time, and the other people will still be around to have future opportunities. So I wish he would have won earlier.
They're gonna say that, but I think it's easily. I think it's very easy to say that he did deserve it. But you know, I mean, he had a great performance. But to be honest, that always happens with actors and actresses that pass away. It happened with Paul Walker. It happened with Heath Ledger. You know, he got they all got a. Well, Paul Walker didn't get one, but the movie made like 1.5 billion worldwide. But Heath Ledger got what is it? I never know how to pronounce the word posthumously.
Yeah, posthumously.
I can't ever say it, but that I know what it is. But so I hear what you're saying, Larry, but I'm not tripping because I've noticed that with any actor or actress that has passed in the past 10 or 20 years. So, but good observation.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do one either way. I wish he was alive to have experienced it, but I feel like his earlier performances would have warranted, an award anyway. So I wish he would have won earlier.
Yeah, I feel you. But post your comments, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think. We're moving on to a subject me and Larry covered 2 years ago when we got a lot of heat from those insurrectionist fuckboys. So
people were upset.
I'm gonna put this up. Larry, what is that? Who is that? Is that a black Superman?
Who's that? Calvin Ellis?
It's Calvin Ellis. B. Avery, you know about Calvin Ellis.
I know a little bit.
2 years ago, me and Larry said there was a rumor that WB was discussing with Michael B. Jordan about becoming Superman from the alternative universe. All right. Now it's coming out that they denied Patty Jenkins a Superman script. When me and Larry talked about that 2 years ago, and the white dudes came out of us, no, it can't be a black Superman. How would you feel if we turned the Black Panther white and we tried to tell them there was no source material for that bullshit? Right. There is source material for a black Superman, damn it.
Right.
Try to tell them that. And here's a little bit of supporting video where Michael B. Jordan did an interview with someone that we know very well who's a billionaire to discuss his feelings toward Calvin, the black Superman that was also the president.
Okay, yeah. I heard a rumor. There's been this buzz that you're going to be the next Superman.
Yeah, that was a rumor. I heard
this thing is having some audio trouble. Stick with us, people.
I heard that. I heard a few.
Mm-hmm. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, J.J. Abrams and one of our own black producers, directors, possibly going to be working on this script, and I'll read you what they have had to say. But before I do that, let me educate y'all on Calvin Harris. Kryptonian name Kal-El, also known as Superman, is a Kryptonian president of the United States of America on a different Earth in the multiverse. On his Earth, he became Superman in addition to being the president. It is likely his native to, I don't even want to pronounce that island, due to his reference to the word Valtho. He operates from the White House, where Brainiac serves as his personal computer and even covers for him while he does his superhero duties. Ladies and gentlemen, with J.J. Abrams and how do y'all pronounce her name?
Ta-Nehisi.
Ta-Nehisi producing this.
That's a man.
Excuse me, Ta-Nehisi producing. I see good things. I can see some good things. They stick to the script. But B. Avery, what do you think?
I mean, hell yeah, I'm here for this. I think this is perfect. First point you brought up, the insurrectionists, the crybabies, the white supremacist Karens. They don't need to get mad because, like Michael B. Jordan said in an Oprah interview, he gonna do something original. He can be Calvin Ellis. You can keep your white Clark Kent and whatever Earth, and we can have Calvin Ellis or any other black Superman. Everybody wins. Me personally, I want a black Superman, but I don't want him to be Henry Cavill. You know, the white people can keep him, and he's not white anyway. He Kryptonian, and so and I was just like I've seen the other day. They can do the same thing with Joker. You have two Jokers, you have two Batmans, you have the Robert Pattinson Batman in his own universe, and then you have Ben Affleck in the main one. Same thing. Henry Cavill in the main universe, have a black Superman in another universe. You have what's the Joker dude's name in DCEU? Jared Leto in the main universe. Then you have Joaquin
Jared
Phoenix.
Leto and then Joaquin.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. So just do the same thing. It's easy. You know, I mean, it's gonna make money. Duh, we all know that. So,
which one do you like better, Joaquin or Jared Leto?
Before you answer that, B. Avery, let me tell you why me and Larry said they would bring a black Superman. Because this story heated up right around the time Black Panther was just breaking all kinds of records because they took a black superhero and did him right. And I know a little bit about the Calvin Harris story and the villains he's going to have to deal with. And if they do the story right, this would do the same thing. And I think some of those insurrectionist fuckboys is upset that this might be more popular than the regular Clark Kent stories we've been seeing rehashed over and over again. However, if you like Superman, damn it, you like Superman. This story could be
all
great.
Those crocodile tears too.
Right. But go ahead, finish, B. Avery.
Oh no, that's all I got, man. It's just like I think it's great. Ta-Nehisi Coates, he's a great writer. I've listened to a little bit of his audiobook. It's a regular book, but the audiobook version of like The Water Dancer, that was cool. He's already written for Black Panther and Captain America.
Yeah,
he's always he's not afraid to talk about white supremacy and write about black people. You know, rubs elbows with the former President Obama.
Yeah,
you know,
who also likes comics too.
Yeah, this dude wrote and brought 2014, The Case for Reparations. So as far as a writer's concerned, this is perfect. J.J. Abrams, he has good work too. So this is a win for me. I love it.
Larry, I already know what you're gonna say because we've been foretold this story, but tell the people how you feel about this one.
Yeah, man, I'm okay with it as long as, like I was saying, we talked about this on B. Avery's show yesterday, and as long as it's not a black version of Kal-El, I'm cool with it. You know, I'm cool with it. I don't want to see them try and take a character who's been traditionally white in this sense and then try and make him black. I think there's enough black characters out there in both DC and the MCU that we don't need to start trying flipping people's, races or genders. There's enough characters for everyone to go around. We just need to tell those stories. And so I'm okay with it being Calvin Ellis. I'm more than okay with that. I think that would be awesome. I'll tell you one thing though. I would both love and hate to be on the casting team when they start looking for Nubia, because could you imagine all the beautiful women they're gonna have to they're gonna have to audition for that role, boy. My goodness gracious.
I bet you would love to help them cast that one, huh?
I would love it and hate it. That would be the hardest job I would ever have, man. Could you imagine?
Hey, man. We can imagine because they might call us up there. This might be the final time they call us up because we stood by this story through thick and thin. When they came for our necks, we stood up to the tyranny of them people trying to shut us up. We stood up through it, and now look like we're going to get our justice. So shouts out to everybody that's hanging in there with us. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to everybody's channel. Let us know what you think. Black Superman. He's on the way.
Someone said Amari Hardwick would make a good Black Panther or Black Superman.
No.
I'm not feeling that, man. Partly because Amari Hardwick is so short. I feel like you need someone tall for Superman.
Well, Michael B. Jordan ain't tall either.
And then they might need to go recast. They might need to look for somebody else. Either that, they're gonna have to hire a bunch of 5'4" people to act around him so he looks tall. But I feel like you need someone. I think Henry Cavill's what, like 6'3", 6'4",
6'2".
I mean, Huh?
6'2".
Okay, and what's his name? Jason Momoa. He's tall too. I mean, you gotta have Superman at least standing up eye to eye with your other characters. You can't have him a little dude.
I mean, Calvin Harris in the comics, man. I don't recall him being tall in the comics.
Okay.
So
I mean, maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe they can shoot around it. It's just my thing. I feel like and I know you're vertically challenged, so no dig at you or anything. I mean, Superman's got to be yoked up, and I feel like he's got to be a little bit tall. I don't want to see some little skinny tall dude like Lakeith Stanfield trying to play Superman.
Who is vertically challenged? Who is vertically challenged?
No, I was talking about Lamont. But
man, it doesn't bother me, man. I'm happy being 5'8". I have no problem.
But you're also yoked up. I mean, as far as the muscle wise, you got the Superman thing down. But like I was saying, I want someone who's tall and that's bulked up. I don't want to see Lakeith Stanfield who's tall, but the dude's skinny as hell. I don't want to see him playing Superman.
Yeah. Well, if they was to cast Amari Hardwick, Michael B. Jordan, I'd be fine with either one of them. It wouldn't even bother me.
I mean, I'm sure they'll both be fine. I'm sure. I mean, you can shoot around any. They said Peter Dinklage played a whole damn giant. He really did. So
he did.
I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff.
He did, man, and it looked realistic. I got with it. But
like I've said, you can't have Michael B. Jordan playing this because he's gonna be too busy ruling Wakanda. He has to go back and take his rightful place on the throne of Wakanda because he is the true and rightful ruler of Wakanda.
Yeah, I might do what BA was doing too, ladies and gentlemen. Man, let me find something behind me to put. I might have to put on my Power Rangers helmet on this, man. No, I'm not gonna put on the Power Rangers helmet. Not today. Now, ladies and gentlemen,
who said? Wait, Alexis Huron. I know. I'm assuming you were joking and you forgot to put the LOL or the ha 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 behind that Terry Crews thing. Because nah, son, nah.
No, man, no.
Nah. Now, if they were going to go ahead and replace if they're going to replace white Superman with a black one and make him Kal-El, they can take him. They can do that. In fact, if David Chappelle comes out with new episodes of the Chappelle Show and he comes out with the new racial draft, we're trading him.
I'd rather see Chappelle as Superman than Terry Crews, but
at least you know it's going to be funny.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll pause it there and we'll finish up these last two stories. I guarantee you in 6 minutes. First story, I was bothered by this. So, B.A.B., you have a senator in your state who, in just a pure act of distastefulness, tries to hop his ass on an airplane and take his kids to Cancun and blame it on the kids. And then he comes back when he had a little epiphany. I was bothered by that because you live there. Your parents.
Your man's in them.
People
your man's in them.
Right? You would think that he would have enough gumption to say, I'm going to stand here, I'm at least pass out water. No, I'm being elitist. So he goes down here to this CPAC thing this weekend and says Cancun is better than Orlando and he went there and all this bull job. I'm going to play a clip of what he had to say because it frustrates me that Texas keep reelecting this buffoon. But take a clip at Lion Ted and then we'll break him down.
Can I just stop and say how
if it'll play
the rules are right now? I want to understand how this virus works. So when you walk in, you got to put your mask on. Sadly, I've got two. You walk in, you got to put your mask on. You sit down, you take your mask off. See, apparently the virus is actually connected to elevation. No, remember, this is all about science. It may not be elevation. I think it's that there are hormones that are released in your thighs when you're sitting. So you can sit at the table and there's no virus being transmitted. But if you stand up, put the mask on. And listen, let's be clear. This is a dangerous virus. But these collectivist statists, okay, now they're saying everybody can get immunized. We can have herd immunity everywhere, and we're going to wear masks for the next 300 years. And by the way, not just one mask, 2, 3, 4. You can't have too many masks. How much virtue do you want to signal?
Go first, Larry. I have to calm down because I don't want to unleash a cuss-filled tirade on his punk, lying, stupid ass. Go ahead, Larry.
I'll tell you, this dude, he is like the walking personification of an anal fissure. I mean, this dude is just terrible, man. And he's up there, and he's up there talking about people not wearing masks and whatever. And these big fat diabetes factory women are over there. Did you see that woman holding up her arms on her stomach? Like I was like, chick, do you not realize you are a prime person to die from COVID? I was like, you're fat. You probably have diabetes and everything else. You get COVID, your ass is going to be on a ventilator and dead in about 4 or 5 days. And you want to sit up there laughing. That's probably a super spreader event right now. That thing was probably a damn super spreader event.
Completely.
And up chuckling, chuckling about. I was like, you're going to chuckle your ass to the ER in about 3-4 days.
Not to mention, he's speaking below you, the senator. And the keynote speaker is Donald Trump, a man who's talked about your wife. He's called you a liar. He's talked about your daddy. And now you up here trying to play the role of Trump by being a comedian, bro, about something serious, bro.
No, so, this dude has no credibility. This dude is he is just the most spineless, just non-credible human being on the planet. It is utterly ridiculous how bad this dude is. I'm like, come on, people. This dude is interested in nothing but his reelection. He has no interest in policy. He has no interest in the public serving his constituency in Texas. He has no interest in the well-being and welfare of the United States of America. All he wants to do is get reelected. That's it. And potentially run for president. He shouldn't even be eligible to run for president because the damn dude was born in Canada. The dude was a Canadian citizen until like 2 months before he ran for president the first time. He gave up his citizenship like 2 months before he made his first run. I mean, the dude shouldn't even be eligible.
He's just a true embarrassment. I mean, my goodness gracious, his kids are going to grow up and kill themselves because they're tied to him. I mean, he's up on this stage. I don't understand what crosses your mind to make you think that you want to tell jokes on a topic like this where people are suffering and losing their life. You know, I mean, it just, like I had a friend that had his newborn baby was like 2 days old during that ice storm, and they didn't have power, a 2-day-old baby, and he just thinks it's funny, or I'll go to Cancun, or I'll make these jokes. I mean, he was up there looking like he needs to take a big dump. I mean, the buttons on his suit was about to pop off. He's just ridiculous, bootlick, can't even defend his wife, can't even, hides behind his kids. Just a textbook example of a weak male, anti-male, just something you don't want to be or aspire to. Just
he needs to get a DNA test. I can't imagine that weak ass dude. Those are even his kids. His wife probably was sleeping with somebody else. She was like, I'm not getting pregnant by this punk ass.
And it's just not just
you might want to get a DNA test on those kids.
It's not just him. It's just like all the people like him. It's just these are the guys that are pulling all the levels of power, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? We are truly in a quagmire here. I forgot the name of that movie, but that references that. But it's pathetic on all sides.
Yeah, it's just embarrassing. And all I can say is, people of Texas, y'all can do better. Mm-hmm. You can definitely do better. Vote him up out of there. Get that silliness up out of Texas. You don't need that. You can't help people when you're still trying to poke fun of something that has killed more than 500,000 Americans. And
you know what it's like? It's like the entire Republican Party. It's like all the people on the right are living in that movie Idiocracy.
That's what I was.
That's what it's like.
I couldn't think of the name of
it. It's like that whole part of the country is living in that movie Idiocracy, and the rest of the country is like just looking at them like, I can't. Your level of stupidity is so just outrageous. I'm having trouble comprehending it.
And see, here's the thing.
It's crazy.
Here's the thing for those old school Reagan Republicans, a good majority of them wound up jumping ship and voted for the moderate Joe Biden. Because as much as people want to try to say he's far left, they try to say Joe Biden's far left and all that shit. He's not. Neither was Barack Obama. When you put their policies on a piece of paper, Barack Obama, George Bush policies are very similar. The only difference is Barack Obama threw some ends in there to show that he cared for the people more than what George Bush did.
I just have to say this real quick, Lamont. I am surprised to hear you say that, and Larry, I'm surprised to hear you nod. That I'm kind of glad you mentioned that because I kind of feel the same. But proceed, my brother. Proceed.
Yeah. I mean, me and Larry don't lie about these politics. We don't be lying. We know. I mean, they have never seen anyone as extreme left as we have seen the extreme right several times in the White House, with the latest version being Donald Trump. And we've got some super chat, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. We got E-Man. Subscribe to his channel if you want to get a little bit more comic innuendos and comic theories. Right now, E-Man is pushing a video and a story that he has written, piece he has written, recast T'Challa. Me and Larry did a video on that. Simple as that. And if you go and check out his YouTube channel, he will push you in the direction so that you can read everything he's talked about. So shouts out to him. Family
we were trying to have a
Dad.
debate last night, Lamont, about the movie theaters staying open or shutting down. E-Man was afraid to come on and talk with me about it again.
Larry,
I was looking for that battle, that showdown.
I'm hoping that he comes back on. I'm just trying to call him out so he comes back.
I don't think E-Man is really afraid because we see this battle, ladies and gentlemen, playing out. Uh-oh. See, you asked for it, Larry, and you get your wishes. It's the man. You asked for it, Larry.
Ask and you shall receive.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Lord have mercy. We're going crazy. We got more super chats I got to address. Muchella done threw in $9. Shouts out to Muchella. And don't let me forget my folks, Family Dad. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me clue you into what's going on with Larry and the E-Man. Be sure to subscribe to his channel.
The hell no.
So me and Larry have been in this year debate discussing that while we're under coronavirus restrictions, movie theaters should find a way to partner with someone to stream their movies for a fee. E-Man has been of the mindset we need to just wait, have these things released in the movie theater. Now, him and Larry oppose each other because Larry is like, we just need to stream it all. E-Man's kind of wanting the movie. I'm in the middle. My perspective is, yes, we need the movie theaters because people want to get out the house and have the experience when Corona's over. But I'm also of the mindset some people don't want to leave their home because they've got a wall that is a TV and they've got chairs that you cannot put in the theater. And I'm not saying I'm one of those people, but I am. But some people don't need to leave the house. They want to be able to stream for free. Not for free, but they want to be able to stream and pay a premium to see the movies at home. And Lord have mercy. You know what, y'all? I love y'all. This is the most super chats I have got in one night. This is how I know the power of Black people is real. Damn it.
Oh, Lady Womack is with me now. Lady Womack is with me. She said,
let me tell you something. You see, I came here just to support you, brothers. I was minding my own business. And then I'm hearing all of it. Bro, I ain't even log in. I just heard all this static. So I had to come on here and set a couple things straight.
Well, Look,
I'm
Lady
here for it.
Womack,
I don't
thank
even know what
you.
y'all talking about. I don't even know what the topic is.
Lady
I
Womack,
just heard
thank you. E-Man, the floor is yours.
know?
Debate Larry on why we should not have movies available for stream or whatever your position is. Put it out there.
It was a New York. It was a conversation yesterday. Like movie theaters opening in New York this month or this week.
Yeah,
and he wanted to chop it up with you about that. But go ahead.
No, look, and I mean, I've said this from the jump. A lot of this stuff is going to depend on the response of the pandemic and how everybody is going to react. Now that we have competent government and science taking lead again, people actually have guidelines. Businesses have guidelines. So people aren't just being willy-nilly with just, okay, theaters are open, now they close, now they open. No, it's like, open up a little bit. When the city is cool, you can open up more, so on and so forth. And I'm sorry, every movie does not need to be in theaters, but every movie cannot be watched at home either to get the full appreciation of it. And look, I'm not Lamar. I don't have a wall TV. Y'all see my TV. I mean, it's decent, but it ain't no wall TV like that. So for me, if I'm watching Kong versus Godzilla, if I'm watching Sub-Zero be cold-blooded and killing folks with some icicles of blood, I need that on the big IMAX screen. So
Lamar has an IMAX in his living room.
blockbusters, just keep the blockbusters in the theaters because the smaller movies were getting eaten up anyway. They were getting disregarded anyway. So it's kind of like, keep your Bird Box, your smaller movies that people probably wouldn't care about. Leave those things on streaming, but give me the big mamma jammas on the big screen.
Okay, Larry, make your case, but you also making my case too.
But what else you gonna put on those screens? You can't live on 10 poles alone.
Have you heard of the Avengers? You know how many times
I
this thing's
have,
been in theaters? You heard of Black Panther? You know how many times Black Panther been running in the theaters over and over and over again? They check these things out like every week.
The theaters can't run. I mean, the movie studios are making a fortune. The movie studios are making a lot of money off the 10 poles, and oftentimes they're supporting the smaller films that don't always make as much alone. So, not to mention the CEO of AMC just dipped out, and they gave him a nice $2 million bonus, which tells me AMC is about to file for bankruptcy. So he's just dipping out and getting his little. I can't even call that a golden parachute. $2 million. That was like a bronze parachute. Anyways, it tells me that AMC is on its last leg. They're about to be done, and they're the second biggest theater, exhibitor in the country. So. Yeah. I mean, once they go, the dominoes are just going to keep falling, man. You might end up with some indie theaters that show stuff, but that might be it.
Well, like I told you guys in the chat, because of the shares I hold in Disney, I do listen in on those phone calls, and y'all know that Disney got rid of, oh my God, Lord, Buzz. I appreciate you, my brother.
Here we go.
I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you,
that dude.
So, like,
703.
Long story short, people, that Disney is entertaining the idea of having movie-themed theaters popping up across America, and they're also entertaining having a stream option for some of their movies. Now, they didn't say all; they said some. So that leads me to believe that the major movies, like E-Man is talking about, they're not going to give you that option. But on some of the smaller productions that are hit theaters, I think they're going to give like some kind of a paid, you can have it in your home streaming. But I think Disney is on the forefront of something good. If people are going to be going back to their theme parks that are still closed here, and they're putting a pipeline in place to have Disney movie-themed theaters, ladies and gentlemen, get you some Disney stock tomorrow. That's all I can say.
I could tell. I've been preaching that.
Now here's this though, that as far as one way the theaters will survive and make it is that, and we talked about this a while ago, is that the legislation that used to keep the studios from owning the theaters as exhibitors that legislation had expired, and it wasn't Congress didn't renew it. So now the studios can actually become exhibitors as well. And so you can have what you were just talking about, Lamar, where you have Disney theaters, or you have, Universal theaters, or you have whatever other, whatever Warner Brother theaters, whatever Fox theaters, whatever. And maybe Disney does something where they say, okay, here you go. Right now our service is $6.99 or $7.99, but for $25.99, you can go to our theaters and see 3 movies a week, plus you get our streaming service. It's sort of like the AMC list, except you get the streaming service added on to that. So now, because imagine that they release, like when I watched Black Panther, I don't know how many times in the theater, but if they would have told me you can get this service, you pay $25 a month, you can go to the theaters and watch it there. If I was able to go home and watch Black Panther again, I would have gone home and watched Black Panther 3 more times that night. I was so hyped up.
There's not enough content per studio
to
justify that. That's why, if I go to AMC, I'm not going only to watch Fox movies, only to watch Warner Brothers, only to watch Disney.
See, now you're making my argument why the theaters are about to go under.
What I'm saying is, if we go that route that you were suggesting, that studios start getting their own stuff. Here's the other thing I think we're forgetting. Not only from a consumer side, I'm not about to pay Disney $20 a month. Let's just say that's the price. Then, of course, it's a copycat league. Warner Brothers is going to want to do the same thing. Sony going to want to start doing that. And all these, and I'm like, I'm not about to pay y'all all this money for something that I might watch 1 or 2 movies within a year for. But beyond that, we have to also realize behind the scenes, you still have other studios that are, production companies. Then you also have the actors. Let's not ignore what happened with WB when they did this dual release theaters thing, which I think is going to kind of bite them in the butt. They had all the pushback, the writers, the directors, the actors, the whole gamut of talent that makes movies made a whole pushback against them. And all that did, it forced the studios to compromise and do different deals to keep working with the theaters. So we're not. We can't just look at it from one side.
Man. I think that Warner Brothers, when they looked at their lineup, when they watched their lineup and they looked at it, they made a calculation and said, these movies are okay. We're not going to hold them for the next year or so, waiting for the pandemic to end, because they're just not that good. Because so far, with the exception of Judas and the Black Messiah, all the other movies they've put out have been okay.
That's true. No, that's true.
And this is the first Denzel movie where I've been like, nah.
Yeah. No argument there.
Because it was, you had Denzel, you had Jared Leto, and what's his name? You have 3 people who have won the lead actor award, Academy Award, and they put out a movie that was just like, yeah.
Hey, no argument there. I totally agree. Now, Wonder Woman, even though it had its problems, it was not that good. But I think it would have done better in theaters just because of the spectacle of it. But I don't think you can maintain that position when you talk about Kong versus, Godzilla, or when you talk about Mortal Kombat or Matrix 4.
I hope not.
These are movies that, you
can
watch them at home, but the value is going to decrease. You're losing the profitability that would probably bring you a nice return in theaters by compromising that and making it available at home. So yeah, I'm with you on like the dramas, maybe the Tom and Jerry comedies, put those on streaming. That's fine, because they probably would have died out anyway in the theaters. But man, here's where I have to
disagree with you on that. Yeah. Here's what I have to disagree with you. I think that if you put out a movie that, like Wonder Woman, you put that out in the theaters, and that movie was, when I watched it in streaming, I was like, that movie was okay. If I had paid $20 like it cost me to go to here in my theater, and I watched that movie, I would have came out and been online that very night saying, this was complete hot garbage. Do not see it. I'm pissed off. I want my $20 back. That movie was okay because I didn't have to pay for it.
But
if
guess
I had to
what?
pay for it, I would have been mad.
WB would have been like,
the
but we
next
still
time-
hit though. We still hit
But
though.
the
We
next
still got
time
that wallet.
the next Wonder Woman movie that would have came out, I would have been like, nah, I'm gonna wait. I don't trust it to away. And I think they knew that, and they didn't want to mess up their franchise. And so now they had the built-in excuse of, well, the pandemic, and we had to throw it on streaming, and yada yada yada. So it doesn't damage the franchise. But if they had put that in the theaters, nah, people would have been hot.
I think people would have been hot, but they still would have made their money. I mean, bad movies tend to also make money.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. It just would have
You damage the franchise at that point.
Man, stop.
But then you damage the franchise.
People still go watch bad movies, especially when it's a franchise like that.
Transformers
is one. I mean, like you could name a number of different series that have had bad movies. Fast and the Furious. Wasn't nobody checking for Tokyo Drift, but yet you still after 5, 6.
Tokyo Drift was dope.
Stop it! Hey, stop it! Let's not do that.
It was dope, man.
You go to 5, 6, 7, and 8 and 9. You in $1 billion territory. You know what I'm saying? So they can do that once you have that name recognition and people are invested. People will go pay. They'll just hope the next one's better.
And what was that one that had all the old 80s superhero dudes, Sylvester Stallone? Expendables, yeah. Those movies are fun.
That was great too.
Yeah.
They're not classics or anything like that.
That's why they're great.
No. It was
You know what I need someone to do?
Part 2 was the
I'll
best.
tell you what, you know what they want me to go back to the theaters? They want me to go back to the theaters. I'll tell you what they need to do. They need to remake one of two movies. They need to either remake The Toxic Avenger or Amazon Women on the Moon.
Wasn't it?
Huh?
That was in talks. Toxic Avenger?
Was it? Is it really?
I believe it. I don't know if it's a TV series or if they want to do the movie, but the reboot is in talks.
See, they want me to go there. I want to see The Toxic Avenger or I want to see Amazon Women on the Moon. What? Have you not seen that movie?
No, sir.
No.
Oh, you are
Women on the Moon?
Go get it. It's you can stream it somewhere. Go find.
How
Amazon
old is
Women
that
on the
movie,
Moon.
Larry?
It is.
What corner of Blockbuster did you find that movie, Larry?
No, man, this is a cult classic, and it is.
Where did you find this movie?
It is a cult classic, and it is fantastic. Trust me.
Okay.
Take 90 minutes out of your day today.
1987.
So he did go to a Blockbuster
Amazon
to find it.
Women on the
Okay.
Moon.
All right. 1987.
A spoof 1950 science fiction movie interserved with various comedy sketches concerning late night television. Interesting.
I'm telling you, man, it is hilarious.
Can we get some love for Howard the Duck, people? My 80s baby.
Oh,
can we get some love for Howard the Duck? Howard the Duck, my favorite little hero duck. That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Well,
so but I still believe, man. I still believe that the theaters are just on their way out.
Nah, it's going to be a gradual thing. It's going to be gradual. You also have to account for the fact people are tired of being indoors sooner or later, especially summer is coming. You know, you got the vaccine rolling out. When more people feel more comfortable, you know, when the numbers of cases go down, if they're
ticking back up.
I mean,
it
depends on the locations, obviously.
I mean, because you have these people that are they people start saying, "Oh, this going down," but now it's ticking back up, and these variants are just like they're spreading much faster. I don't think. I mean, unless they really roll these vaccines out where they're starting to do like 10 million, shots a day, I just don't see we're pulling out of this vaccine by the end of the year. I think we're going to roll into next year. Not maybe in the same position, but still in the pandemic. And I think that at that point, the theaters will have run out of all their operating money, and they're just going to be done.
No, they're not going to be done. The ownership is going to change. I mean, the infrastructure is there.
Yeah,
it's not going to go away.
Maybe the studios will buy them.
But not to mention, they're already having revenue sharing agreements with studios at that. So while studios are doing their streaming and their pay for play, the theaters are getting a cut of that as well. I mean, again, if theaters were going to die, they would have died last year. They had every opportunity to die off, but the studios are still helping them because there's still money to be made.
Yeah,
Plus,
plus
AMC got that thing. Plus, AMC got that money to help them out to the end of the year anyway.
Yep. They
now
did
here's
get that
this.
little
Imagine this. Now this is something that I can see. Like you were saying that the studios don't have enough content to warrant a theater chain. But think about it like this. Imagine that you can go. You see all your Marvel movies at the Disney theater, plus all the Disney movies. But imagine that on Friday or Thursday, depending on when they do it. Let's say that they release new episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier on Saturday. Now, let's say on Friday, you can go to the theaters and watch it there on the big screen. Tell me that people are not showing up to go, because it's not even just a matter of seeing it on the big screen, which would be awesome, but it's also being in that same environment with all the other fans, people experiencing stuff, people having the conversations and talking. I think it would be huge.
I ain't paying to go see Anthony Mackie in theaters like that.
Oh my
Lord! Maybe you don't want Anthony Mackie. Maybe you want to see Loki. Maybe you want to see Loki. You know?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think that would have if they had done that for like Game of Thrones. I think it would have been fantastic. But
I think if you do that
they're gonna die out.
If you do it for like maybe the season finales, like make it like an event or something, I could see that.
Make it a regular season thing and get in with all of the Comic-Con cosplay crew. People can come out dressed up in character. Make it an event every week where people show up for that.
Yeah, or play all tempo movies from the past 10 to 15 years if they're not having content. Like every
but if that's the case, you eating into your streaming.
Do double features. Do double features. You want to go see, you want to go see the new Thor movie? Cool. You come in and you watch maybe Black Panther or Winter Soldier or the previous Thor movies. You do a double feature that brings people in.
I think you're gonna be, from a business standpoint, you're gonna be stepping on your toes. Because it's kind of like, okay,
making money either way. If they watch it on streaming, they watch it in the theaters, you're still making money. And there's a lot of people that might have been like, man, I never got to see Blade on the big screen, so I'm going to go watch Blade because, after that, they're going to show the new whatever. They're going to show the new Black Widow movie,
I think you can do both.
I feel like if you have to do that to operate, you have to raise the prices. And I think to do that, people are going to be like, I don't think it's worth it, especially if the option is to just sit and watch it at home. And the reason why I know people were, saying, oh my God, E-Man at the Anthony Mackie comment. My issue is just the fact that, like, I don't think that every single episode, 30 minutes, 40 minutes of these TV series are worth going to the theaters to go see. I'm not going for that. If I go, I want I want it to be a cinematic event. Like I said, if it's a season finale and that season finale is like an hour and a half or something, then I'll go. But I'm not about to go.
Maybe they show the previous episode. Maybe they show the previous episode right before. Maybe they show the previous episode right before, so you have a little bit longer experience and you get to catch up, so you feel like you know what's going on. I'm just saying. Or here's the other option: the theaters could just simply not innovate and then go out of business, because that's where they're heading right now.
Why you hate theaters so much?
For real.
I'm just saying.
You're getting happy.
What does theaters do to you?
It's not that he hates theaters. He doesn't like that they
He got lost in the movie theaters when he was little.
No, man, it's not like that. He's upset that it doesn't seem like the theaters are doing enough.
Highlight that comment for me. Comment for me. CJ32. Yes. That's what I'm saying. I ain't trying to go pay no money for this. That's what I'm saying.
You know what, man? Ladies and gentlemen, this conversation is over. We're
right now, as somebody who has a master's degree in video and TV and film production and has worked in the movie industry, I watch the credits. I want everybody to get their shine. I don't care if it's the best boy. I don't care if it's the third assistant AD. I don't care. I'm giving everybody. I'm going to give them their moment and give their shine. And I think Marvel recognizes they should get their shine too, which is the reason why they put they give you these post credit, scenes in the first place, so that people will actually stay and watch them.
Well,
and Killmonger is the rightful ruler of Wakanda.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry knows how to end the show. Be sure to subscribe to everybody's YouTube. All the links is in the video description. You can also go down to my connected channels pages to see all these good brothers and everything that they have to offer for you.
Oh, Lamar, can I say one last thing?
I'm scared.
I just want to seriously. I want to say shout out to E-Man for getting his article up there in the Wrap. You know,
yes,
you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. They went. It got published also in Yahoo Entertainment section, right?
Yep.
So the brother's doing big things.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next move is to send that directly to Marvel. Thankfully, I have a couple contacts, a couple of degrees of separation. But it should be going directly to Marvel, and I had to kind of wait until, they don't care about me, but they care if it's on a bigger site, then it's like, oh, maybe we do need to talk about this. So
that'd be great if that hashtag starts trending big.
Hey,
that's right.
Hashtag recast T'Challa. It ain't got nothing to do with Shuri. It ain't got nothing to do with who has the mantle. It ain't got nothing to do about recast right now. It's just let the man and the role continue. And that will honor the work that Chadwick built up. It should not die with him. It should not. It should live on beyond him so we can keep on remembering him for generations to come.
Exactly. And it'll give Killmonger the opportunity to beat him up again.
And ladies and gentlemen,
5 times.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you missed, me and Larry did do a video highlighting what E-Man said, and we just titled the video #recast T'Challa. So be sure to check it out in my video somewhere in there in the Marvel section. Don't forget to like this video.
When you do the hashtag too, tag them.
We might have to rename the show. We might have to rename an episode #E-Man blowing up.
Right. That's what we want. We want to see that for our fine brothers. And ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. We will be back with our big interview Wednesday with Corey Ryan Foster to talk about why he's still a country boy, but he's definitely not an insurrectionist. And until that next Sex is Hell video, these fine brothers, we'll all see you.